Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the channel. I'm gonna give y'all some information on working with Western Express. I've been driving with them single or solo for the last five weeks. It took about 4 weeks before I even got this far. And the first thing I'm gonna tell y'all is, you know, you've probably seen many people with this same kind of video. Mine is gonna be a little different, only from like footage aspect, meaning you're not gonna sit here looking at my face for the whole 15-20 minutes or whatever. I'm gonna show y'all a bit of like what I've seen or what I've been doing in the last 7 weeks or so. I'm a flatbed driver, and orientation, you are mixed with flatbed and dry van. Your recruiter is gonna give you information saying you're gonna make 100K or 130K if you're a trainer. That's not happening the first year for sure. You know, I'm not even sure if it actually happens. But if you do your math, maybe it's possible depending on the type of miles. So far, the most mileage I've gotten in a week is 1,600. And, you know, dry van, they get 40 cents a mile, and flatbed gets 48 cents a mile. And you can already do the math. That's about half, right? So 1,600 miles, 48 cents. You know, after tax, that's less than $800, and they pay you $25 or $12.50, whatever, for tarping, and that shit is heavy. 70 pounds, those tarps. You're working with chains, you're working with bungees, you're working with binders, you're working with, you know, heavy, wet, muddy, dirty stuff. So just know the flatbed version is dirty work, and the dry van, you don't really do much but just switch around trailers and tandems and the fifth wheel. They just do mileage, but they're getting 40 cents. Don't listen to your recruiters. You know, they don't really know how it goes, you know, the whole way. All I would say is just take it with a grain of salt that you're coming here with just for experience, because you're not getting paid well, and recruiters are lying to you just so you can sign up, because, you know, the more you sign up is the more money they get. All they're doing is just bringing people in. Western Express is hiring people, I don't know, every freaking week. So the recruiter gave me an orientation date, which it was 5 weeks away in January. She told me to pack, well, the letter that she sent me in the email said to pack for 3 to 7 days. I packed for 10 days. Just a bunch of underwears and like socks and shit. Anyways, I get there, and I drove there actually. She didn't tell me anything about, you know, sending her the receipt through whatever truckers app. I forget the name, but I sent her my receipt. She never even refunded my gas money, whatever. So I get there the first day. It's you watch a bunch of videos, you get your drug tests. You do your drug tests. You're gonna watch about 35 videos, and that's gonna take some hours, man. But you gotta watch it before they even hire you, and you gotta pass a drug test, which you'll get your results by the next day or by day 3. Second day comes, and it's just watching like I don't know, like, I guess just some like refreshers on the rules, Express rules, downloading Express apps, you know, things you can and can't do in the truck, outside the truck, while you drive the truck, etc. So it's just 2 days for dry van, then they start calling you for trainer. If you smoke cigarettes, more than likely you'll get a trainer right away. It's 4 days for flatbed. So then you have day 3 for the flatbed guys. We get into like a classroom. We start learning about, you know, different loads and load securement, stuff like that, like flatbed stuff that you're supposed to know. Day 4, which you get paid for that last day, you take like a little mini exam that takes maybe 30 minutes or an hour or whatever, like an open book test. Oh yeah, and you actually go outside and you practice on a flatbed with some chains and with straps to show you how to strap, stuff like that. All right, so I went through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, they put me back in the motel, whatever, I'm there Saturday, I'm there Sunday, I'm there Monday, I'm there Tuesday afternoon. After harassing them, like, hey, like, what's going on? I've been waiting, I'm not making any money just sitting here. They then made me feel like I had to go with the dry van because there were no flatbed available for a few weeks. So I get on the dry van. So that's that Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday, Thursday, this guy, he leaves me ghost upstate New York all day. Then he comes back at 6 p.m. to tell me, oh, he went home and he fell asleep. He's from that side. And he came back and we started driving at 11 in the night. And he ended up dropping me off at a whole different terminal Friday afternoon. This is all because when he went ghost, he went to an interview and ended up getting a different job. And when he dropped me off, that's the moment that he quit. So I start walking around the terminal talking to people, and I saw a flatbed guy, and he told me that, you know, he's probably not gonna come back and whatever. I spent Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in another motel, right? That same person I spoke to in the lot ends up calling me and saying that he asked to train me. He decided to come back. So he trains me for 2 weeks and ends up telling me that I wasn't even supposed to be driving at night. This other guy had me driving at night so he can drive in the day, all because, you know, when you're a trainer, you get paid based off of the total mileage of what you drive and what the trainee drives. You just get paid per day. So let's backtrack a bit. For that 1 day of securement class, I got paid, I think it was like my first $4 of training I got. I made $274. The next week, similar. I think I drove a little bit more. Whatever. So I complete my 2 weeks with that trainer. He taught me as much as he could. We spent 1 week doing the same kind of load, so he didn't get to teach me everything that I needed to know. They assigned me a truck, but being that I wasn't making much money in those four weeks, I decided to ask for a week off, and I went home. And I came back, and you know, they gave me a truck. It was crappy. It needed a bunch of work done. Then they ended up giving me something else. Just so you know, when you come to this company, man, they don't give a shit about you. You know, they'll give you loads, and they don't even care if you get home Friday or if you get home Saturday. You gotta pay attention. This is what it looked like my first week out there alone. This is how much I got paid. It was $5 and change, and then the next week on my own I got $560, and the next week I did 1,600 miles. So with tarping and stuff, I ended up getting about $790 or so. But yeah, like I said, come here for experience. Don't come here, you know, to work a long time. Don't end up like some of these drivers that get here. Also know that some of their equipments are janky, and yeah, I guess you'll see more. If you got any more questions, send me a comment. I almost forgot to mention, don't smoke weed and stuff, because it'll show up in your drug test and they won't hire you. Also, if you have felonies, or if you've done any kind of stealing or any related crimes like that, just be careful, because you might come and you might be in the orientation and they don't tell you that they're not gonna take you until like 2, 3, 4 days later. So just know if you've done any like felonies or any serious time, the odds of them taking you is probably not there, or very low. I had one guy that he went through 2 days, and you know, we ended up going to the gym, and he got a call from them after hours. His recruiter called and said that because of his felony, you know, they weren't gonna take him, insurance won't cover him, etc. So just be careful. If you guys know you've, you know, been arrested or like done some serious jail time, yeah, just try a different company. I don't think they're gonna take you. and you don't want to waste your time traveling from 2, 3, 4 states over to go to their orientation, and they're not gonna pay for you to go home. Remember that. You probably already know Western Express and companies like Swift, since they're at the bottom of the barrel, they tend to hire like new people with not much experience, super young people. I'm talking people like 22, 21 or something like that, really young, very inexperienced, very immature. They hire people that need second chance pretty much. And also, I've heard rumors that some of these trainers are racist, so if you come here, I hope you get a good trainer. I've heard of altercations and people getting kicked out of trucks and people getting into fights, and it's very ghetto at times. And remember, these DMs, these recruiters, especially the recruiters, they don't care about you. You're just someone that is gonna pop up, and there's no like long lifespan working here. A lot of people, they come and they leave shortly, and as you can see, you don't really make much, at least not in the beginning, and they max out at 60 cents. So if you're here working 2, 3, 4 years, you're only getting 60. There's no going beyond that, so keep that in mind. So your recruiter is also gonna tell you that they're gonna call you in 2 days or whatever. Be careful with that, and really think about it before you head home, because if you go home, I think the odds of them calling you is even less likely. I've heard or seen videos of people saying that they didn't get called to come back until 3 weeks, 2 weeks, a whole month later, and they didn't get a truck a few weeks later after they're done with training. So to really be wise about that, and make sure you stack your bread up before you come over here, because you're gonna be starving for the first week or two. Like you're not gonna make much money. So make sure you're good on that part. Make sure your rent is good, make sure your bills is good, because you might be away like me. It took 4 weeks for me to complete training and orientation and just sitting around in hotels, and they only give you a food voucher that first weekend, which is McDonald's. So yeah, get your bread up before you come